Have you ever wondered how the stars above can offer guidance in transforming your life? What if I told you that the key to unlocking your true potential lies in embracing the spiritual wisdom of Virgo? This earth sign, often seen as practical and perfectionistic, holds powerful lessons that go far beyond organization and attention to detail. Virgo's energy teaches us how to ground ourselves, heal through love, and cultivate deeper self-awareness. When we tap into Virgo's inherent qualities, we start to see how the simple, everyday acts of service, mindfulness, and self-care can be powerful tools for personal growth. It's about more than just setting routines, it's about nurturing ourselves and others in ways that create lasting peace. As we explore Virgo's spiritual path, we'll discover how her influence can help you bring balance into your life, make better choices, and love yourself fully. By the end of this video, you'll understand how to harness the transformative energy of Virgo to truly shift your perspective and start living with more intention and love. The spiritual energy of Virgo. At the core of Virgo's spiritual energy lies an intense desire for purity, simplicity, and deep personal transformation. It's easy to overlook this sign as merely an organizer or perfectionist. But there's something far more profound beneath the surface. Virgo's energy calls us to refine our lives not out of criticism, but with a deep sense of care, love, and a profound understanding of what truly matters. This is the key. Virgo teaches us that transformation is a journey that begins with small, conscious decisions made out of love. Virgo's nature is deeply connected to the earth element, which grounds us and brings us back to the present moment. When we are caught in the chaos of everyday life, Virgo reminds us to pause, reflect, and align ourselves with the earth beneath our feet. It's not about rushing ahead to meet some distant goal, it's about being mindful of each step we take, each action we choose, and each moment we live. This earthy energy helps us tune into our bodies and emotions. It encourages us to listen carefully to the whispers of our soul, to pay attention to how we feel, and to honor our need for space and peace. When you embrace this spiritual energy, you learn to let go of the pressures and anxieties of modern life. You learn to be present, to feel rooted, and to trust that the universe will provide as long as you stay connected to your authentic self. This grounding energy does not push you to be perfect, but instead urges you to accept and embrace who you truly are, flaws, quirks, and all. It's this acceptance that allows you to experience spiritual growth in a way that feels natural and unforced. It's through this grounded, honest approach that Virgo's spiritual wisdom can truly change the course of your life, moving you away from external validation and back to your own inner peace. Virgo and the healing power of love. Virgo's spiritual wisdom goes far beyond structure and efficiency. At its heart, it is deeply rooted in love and healing. Virgo teaches us how to use love as a healing force, not just in our relationships with others, but also in our relationship with ourselves. This is where the transformative power of Virgo lies, the ability to heal through compassion, patience, and thoughtful action. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to forget the importance of giving love and care to ourselves. We often put others first, neglecting our own well-being in the process. Virgo, however, teaches us that self-care is not selfish, it's an essential part of personal growth. To nurture others, we must first nurture ourselves, and it's through this self-love that we create the foundation for a life filled with peace and purpose. Virgo's energy reminds us that love doesn't always have to be grandiose or dramatic. Sometimes, the most powerful acts of love are the quiet, everyday moments of care and attention. Whether it's taking the time to rest when we are tired, offering a kind word to someone in need, or simply being present with our own emotions, Virgo shows us that love is in the little things. These small acts of love create ripple effects that can heal our hearts and souls, creating a deeper sense of connection and understanding. When we learn to heal ourselves with love, we begin to see the world around us differently. We become more compassionate, more understanding, and more open to the love and support of others. This healing energy is one of Virgo's greatest gifts, and it can change the way we experience both our internal and external worlds. It transforms us into more loving, nurturing individuals who approach life with a sense of purpose and care. Embracing imperfection through Virgo's perfectionism. One of the most misunderstood aspects of Virgo is its relationship with perfectionism. While it is true that Virgo has high standards and strives for excellence, this drive is not born from a place of criticism or judgment. Instead, Virgo's perfectionism is rooted in a desire for growth, self-improvement, and a deeper understanding of one's potential. It's not about being flawless, it's about progress, not perfection. Virgo teaches us that imperfection is part of the human experience. It's in our flaws that we find our true beauty. And it's through our imperfections that we learn, grow, and evolve. Virgo's wisdom encourages us to embrace the messy, imperfect parts of ourselves, to see them not as weaknesses, but as opportunities for growth. In fact, it's often through the imperfections that we experience the most profound lessons. This is a powerful mindset shift. Instead of striving to be perfect, Virgo teaches us to aim for continuous improvement. The goal is not to be flawless, but to be better than we were yesterday. This mindset frees us from the trap of perfectionism and allows us to embrace life with more grace and acceptance. We can pursue our dreams and goals without the heavy burden of unrealistic expectations. By embracing Virgo's energy, we learn to be kinder to ourselves when we fall short. We understand that failure is not something to be ashamed of, but rather a natural part of the process. This creates space for self-compassion and helps us build resilience. The more we embrace imperfection, the more we unlock our true potential, living life in a way that feels authentic and fulfilling. Virgo's connection to nature and grounding. Virgo's earth element creates a deep connection to nature, offering us a path to healing and transformation. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to feel disconnected from nature and the grounding energy it provides. Virgo reminds us of the importance of spending time outdoors, of reconnecting with the earth, and of using nature as a tool for spiritual renewal. There is a profound sense of peace that comes from being in nature, whether it's walking barefoot on the grass, listening to the sounds of birds, or simply breathing in fresh air. Nature has a unique way of calming the mind, soothing the soul, and helping us regain clarity. Virgo's wisdom encourages us to step outside, disconnect from technology, and immerse ourselves in the natural world. This connection to nature allows us to restore balance in our lives. It helps us reset our energy, recharge our spirits, and find clarity amidst the noise of modern living. When we take the time to connect with nature, we tap into the deep, grounding energy that Virgo embodies. It's through this connection that we can experience true peace and renewal. Virgo's love for nature is not just about appreciating its beauty, it's about understanding that we are a part of this larger, interconnected system. By grounding ourselves in nature, we align with the natural rhythms of the earth and the universe. This connection helps us live in harmony with ourselves and the world around us, promoting a sense of peace, stability, and balance. The power of routine and mindfulness. One of the most valuable lessons that Virgo offers is the power of routine and mindfulness. While many may see Virgo's love for structure and order as rigid, in reality, it's a tool for creating inner peace and spiritual growth. By implementing simple routines, Virgo shows us how small, mindful actions can bring us closer to our true selves and align us with our highest purpose. Routine is not about restricting freedom, it's about creating a foundation from which we can flourish. It's about setting intentional habits that support our well-being and help us maintain balance in a world that often feels chaotic. Virgo's energy encourages us to be intentional with our time, focusing on what truly matters and letting go of distractions that pull us away from our purpose. Mindfulness is an essential part of Virgo's energy. By being fully present in each moment, we can transform our daily tasks into acts of meditation and self-care. Whether it's through mindful breathing, taking a moment to appreciate the beauty around us, or simply being present in our interactions with others, Virgo teaches us to slow down and savor the moment. When we incorporate Virgo's approach to routine and mindfulness into our lives, We create a sense of order and calm amidst the chaos. We build a life that is in alignment with our values, one small step at a time. It's through this careful, intentional approach that we begin to experience the true depth of spiritual transformation. Healing through service. Virgo's energy is intrinsically tied to the idea of service. It's not merely about helping others, it's about offering love, care, and energy from a place of genuine compassion. The spiritual essence of Virgo is about elevating others and contributing to the well-being of those around you. But what is truly profound about Virgo's wisdom is how healing occurs not only for the one being helped but for the one doing the helping as well. In offering service, Virgo taps into a deeper source of connection to the universe, drawing from the flow of unconditional love. This connection to service goes beyond the practicalities of doing tasks for others. It is about cultivating a spirit of selflessness and humility. When we extend our hands in service, whether through small gestures of kindness or larger acts of compassion, we align ourselves with the larger purpose of love that permeates the universe. By doing so, we heal not just others but ourselves. Service becomes a spiritual practice, a way to maintain humility while opening our hearts. Virgo shows us that service is not a burden but a blessing. Through acts of love and care, we learn that helping others nurtures our own souls. When we offer ourselves selflessly to the world, we create a ripple effect, spreading peace and harmony everywhere we go. Virgo's wisdom invites us to embrace this practice in all aspects of our lives, whether through our families, our communities, or even in our work environments. Every act of service, no matter how small, has the potential to transform lives, including our own. By embracing this energy, we begin to see the world in a different light. We realize that true fulfillment comes from giving, not just receiving. This doesn't mean we neglect our own needs or that we give endlessly without care for ourselves. Rather, Virgo reminds us that giving from a place of love and balance allows us to experience the deeper satisfaction of knowing we are contributing positively to the world. The Virgo approach to self-love. At the heart of Virgo's spiritual wisdom lies a message that is often overlooked: the importance of self-love. This is not the kind of self-love that is superficial or egotistical. It is a deep, nurturing love that comes from knowing and accepting ourselves at the core. Virgo teaches us that in order to love others fully, we must first love and care for ourselves in an honest, compassionate way. Virgo's energy is all about self-improvement, but this journey starts with self-acceptance. Virgo doesn't demand perfection, rather, it asks for continuous growth, understanding, and care. It's about looking at our flaws with kindness and seeing them as opportunities for development. True self-love, as Virgo understands it, is not about being flawless but about recognizing our worth despite our imperfections. One of the most transformative aspects of Virgo's wisdom is its focus on mental, emotional, and physical well-being. In a world that often demands more and more from us, Virgo reminds us to slow down, to nurture ourselves, and to give ourselves permission to rest. We often push ourselves to the limit, forgetting that in order to continue giving and thriving, we must take care of our own needs first. Virgo's influence invites us to find the balance between service to others and caring for ourselves. By tending to our own well-being, we create a solid foundation for all of our relationships, both with others and with the world around us. Virgo's approach to self-love is also deeply connected to the idea of boundaries. It's about knowing when to say no and when to say yes, understanding our limits, and respecting our needs. This allows us to engage with the world from a place of strength rather than depletion. Virgo shows us that it is not selfish to take time for ourselves. In fact, it is necessary for personal growth and fulfillment. Only when we are at peace with ourselves can we extend that peace to others. Through Virgo's lens, self-love becomes a transformative tool, helping us cultivate confidence, peace, and a sense of purpose. When we embrace this practice fully, we start to see how self-care can empower us to lead a life full of love, balance, and harmony. It is through this self-love that we tap into our highest potential, and from that space, we can impact the world around us in the most profound and meaningful ways. The spiritual path of discernment. Virgo's energy brings forth a gift that is often overlooked in today's world: discernment. It's the ability to see clearly, to understand the difference between what serves our highest good and what doesn't. Virgo's keen sense of detail and its deep connection to truth allows it to make decisions that are aligned with wisdom and clarity. This ability to discern comes not from judgment but from a place of understanding, intuition, and mindfulness. Discernment, as Virgo teaches us, is about trusting our inner wisdom. It's about learning to listen to our intuition, to feel when something is right or wrong, and to make decisions that reflect our highest values. It's not about being overly critical or harsh on ourselves, rather, it's about making choices that nurture our soul's growth and align with our true purpose. Virgo shows us how to trust ourselves deeply and to follow the path that resonates with our inner truth. In today's fast-paced, information-overloaded world, it's easy to become lost or overwhelmed by the sheer number of choices available to us. Virgo's energy encourages us to slow down, to think critically, and to approach life with clarity and discernment. This means letting go of distractions, tuning out the noise, and focusing on what truly matters. When we practice discernment, we become more attuned to the subtle messages that guide us, leading us to make choices that support our well-being and spiritual growth. This spiritual wisdom of discernment is also reflected in our relationships. Virgo teaches us to surround ourselves with people who uplift and support us, and to distance ourselves from toxic influences. Through discernment, we can cultivate relationships that nourish our souls, creating a sense of peace and balance in our lives. By learning to discern between what is truly aligned with our values and what is not, we create space for deeper, more meaningful connections to flourish. The path of discernment also requires us to look inward and assess our own habits, thoughts, and beliefs. Virgo invites us to evaluate whether our actions and mindset are serving us in a positive way. Through this process of self-reflection and discernment, we make choices that lead to greater fulfillment and spiritual clarity, allowing us to align with our true purpose. Virgo's search for inner purity. One of the most defining aspects of Virgo's spiritual journey is its pursuit of inner purity. This quest is not about perfection, but about cultivating a life that is aligned with truth, integrity, and clarity. Virgo seeks purity in its thoughts, actions, and intentions, and it calls upon us to do the same. It teaches us that spiritual growth comes not from avoiding our imperfections, but from embracing them and striving to live authentically in every moment. Virgo's pursuit of purity is a deeply personal journey. It's about peeling back the layers of conditioning, societal expectations, and self-doubt to uncover the truth of who we are. It's about letting go of negative habits, toxic thought patterns, and anything that no longer serves our highest good. Virgo invites us to engage in a process of self-purification, cleansing our minds, bodies, and spirits to make way for greater wisdom and clarity. This process of purification is not always easy. It requires dedication, patience, and a willingness to face uncomfortable truths about ourselves. But through this journey, we gain a deeper understanding of our true nature. We learn to live with greater integrity, authenticity, and self-awareness. We begin to align our lives with our highest values, creating a sense of peace and harmony that radiates outward. Virgo's search for purity is also reflected in its approach to health and wellness. By adopting habits that promote physical and emotional well-being, Virgo encourages us to purify our bodies and minds, creating a space for spiritual growth. This quest for inner purity is about removing the clutter, both internal and external, so that we can live with greater clarity and purpose. As we embrace Virgo's wisdom and embark on our own journey of self-purification, we come to realize that true spiritual growth comes from living with intention and authenticity. We begin to see that purity is not about being flawless, it's about being honest, aligned, and true to ourselves in every moment, building a life of balance and harmony. Virgo's wisdom provides us with the tools to build a life that is balanced, harmonious, and in alignment with our true purpose. At its core, Virgo teaches us how to integrate the various aspects of our lives, work, relationships, health, and spirituality, into a cohesive whole. By creating balance, we are able to live more peacefully and with greater focus, free from the distractions and chaos that often pull us in different directions. Building a balanced life requires us to prioritize what truly matters. Virgo teaches us how to streamline our routines, focus on our goals, and eliminate anything that doesn't serve our highest good. This is where the idea of intentional living comes into play. Virgo's energy invites us to create a life that reflects our core values, where every action is aligned with our purpose. By living intentionally, we make choices that bring us closer to the life we desire. At the same time, Virgo's wisdom reminds us to stay grounded in the present moment. It's easy to get caught up in the future or the past, but Virgo's energy encourages us to focus on what we can control in the here and now. By staying present and mindful, we can create a sense of harmony in every aspect of our lives. Through Virgo's teachings, we learn that balance is not about perfection but about finding harmony between the various aspects of our existence. It's about understanding that work, relationships, health, and spirituality are all interconnected and must be nurtured in equal measure. When we create balance in our lives, we create space for true peace, fulfillment, and spiritual growth. Virgo and the power of love and healing. Virgo's spiritual wisdom highlights the profound connection between love and healing, showing us that love is not only a feeling but an active force capable of transforming the heart and soul. While many people may think of Virgo as purely practical, focused on organization and perfection, at its core, Virgo's true gift lies in its ability to heal through love. The essence of Virgo is centered around service and compassion. And it is through these acts of kindness that deep emotional and spiritual healing can take place. Healing, as Virgo teaches us, is not always a grand, dramatic experience. It often manifests in quiet moments, small, consistent gestures of care, thoughtfulness, and love. For Virgo, true healing starts from within, by embracing imperfections and offering love where it is most needed, within ourselves. We are often our own harshest critics, constantly striving for perfection and denying ourselves the grace of self-acceptance. Virgo invites us to soften that inner voice, teaching us that love can be a quiet form of healing, guiding us to treat ourselves and others with kindness, patience, and compassion. Through Virgo's influence, we begin to understand that love isn't about fixing or changing people, it's about accepting and nurturing them as they are. This philosophy can be applied to ourselves as well. When we acknowledge our flaws and accept them with love, we open the door to healing on a deep, transformative level. By letting go of the need for perfection and accepting ourselves as works in progress, we begin to experience true emotional and spiritual growth. Virgo also shows us the healing power of service. Helping others is not just about fulfilling obligations or meeting others' needs, it is about offering love and care from a place of genuine compassion. Through selfless acts of service, Virgo teaches us that healing is a reciprocal process. As we give love to others, we too are healed. In this sense, service becomes a spiritual practice, a path toward inner peace and connection with the greater whole. By embodying Virgo's healing energy, we learn that love is a continuous, transformative force that heals all wounds, not through grand gestures but through consistent, heartfelt actions. Whether we are loving ourselves, others, or the world at large, it is the steady, nurturing love that ultimately leads us to a place of spiritual harmony and wholeness. Virgo's role in spiritual transformation. Virgo is a sign that is often associated with practical tasks, details, and perfectionism, but its spiritual influence reaches much deeper than these surface traits. The transformative power of Virgo is rooted in its ability to bring clarity, discipline, and focus to the spiritual journey. By understanding Virgo's role in spiritual transformation, we come to see that it is not just about outer achievements but about inner growth, refinement, and alignment with our higher selves. The transformative energy of Virgo is one that asks us to look inward, to examine our thoughts, behaviors, and beliefs, and to make the necessary changes that align us more closely with our true nature. Virgo teaches us that transformation begins with conscious intention. It requires us to become aware of the areas of our lives that need healing, whether it is our mindset, our habits, or our relationships. Once we identify these areas, Virgo encourages us to take deliberate steps to refine and improve them. It is a process of constant self-refinement, of shedding old patterns, letting go of limiting beliefs, and embracing new ways of thinking and being. This spiritual transformation isn't about overnight change. Virgo's energy is patient, disciplined, and steady. It teaches us that true growth takes time and effort, and that transformation is an ongoing journey rather than a destination. By adopting Virgo's methods of mindfulness, organization, and focus, we can create lasting change in our lives. Whether it's through cultivating healthier habits, setting clear intentions, or purging negative influences, Virgo helps us build a solid foundation for spiritual transformation. Virgo also encourages us to bring balance into all aspects of our lives. It's easy to get swept up in the demands of the outside world. But Virgo's spiritual wisdom calls us to create harmony between our inner and outer worlds. By focusing on both our personal growth and our external contributions, Virgo shows us that transformation is not just about what we achieve, but how we align with our values, stay true to ourselves, and nurture our spiritual well-being. The transformation that Virgo offers is deeply spiritual. It guides us to look within, to clear away the clutter of negative thought patterns, to heal emotional wounds, and to embrace a life that is authentic and aligned with our true essence. This process of spiritual awakening is often subtle, but over time, it leads to profound personal and spiritual growth, ultimately helping us to live a more purposeful, fulfilling, and balanced life. Virgo's relationship with spirituality through work. One of the most significant ways in which Virgo expresses its spiritual wisdom is through its relationship with work. In many spiritual traditions, work is seen as a form of self-expression, a way to contribute to the world and develop our own character. Virgo, with its diligent, methodical nature, teaches us that work is not just about earning a living, it is a way to connect with our higher selves and with the world around us. Virgo's spiritual approach to work is about finding meaning in the mundane. It encourages us to infuse our daily tasks with intention and purpose, transforming even the most routine tasks into opportunities for spiritual growth. Whether it's through creating order, solving problems, or offering service, Virgo reminds us that work can be a form of worship. Every task, no matter how small, holds the potential for connection and spiritual alignment. By dedicating ourselves fully to our work, we learn the value of discipline, focus, and perseverance. Virgo teaches us that our work can be an extension of our values, an opportunity to express our highest ideals through action. When we approach our work with mindfulness and a sense of purpose, we find that our careers or daily responsibilities become a reflection of who we are and what we value most deeply. This spiritual connection to work also involves a sense of service to others. Virgo's energy calls us to offer our skills, talents, and abilities for the greater good. Whether it's through our profession, our community, or our personal relationships, work becomes a means of contributing to the well-being of others. This service-oriented approach to work gives us a sense of fulfillment and spiritual satisfaction, as we realize that our efforts have a meaningful impact on the world. In Virgo's world, work is not just a means to an end, it is a spiritual practice, a way to align with our higher purpose and contribute to the collective good. By embracing Virgo's approach to work, we can transform our careers and daily tasks into avenues for spiritual development, creating a life that feels aligned with our deepest values. Virgo and the power of discernment in relationships. In the realm of relationships, Virgo's wisdom shines through its power of discernment. Virgo's energy helps us navigate the complex dynamics of human connections with clarity, wisdom, and a deep sense of intuition. In relationships, discernment is about knowing who to trust, what boundaries to set, and how to engage in a way that is aligned with our values and spiritual growth. Virgo teaches us that not all relationships are meant to last forever, and that's okay. Sometimes, the best act of self-love is knowing when to step back from relationships that are no longer serving us. Through discernment, we learn to recognize when someone is not a good match for us, whether due to differing values, toxic behaviors, or simply a lack of alignment with our life path. Virgo's energy encourages us to make choices based on clarity and wisdom, not fear or emotional attachment. In relationships, Virgo also helps us cultivate mindfulness. It teaches us to pay attention to the subtle cues and energies at play, to be present with our partners, and to engage in healthy, respectful communication. By doing so, we build stronger, more meaningful connections with others. Virgo's energy encourages us to approach relationships with both compassion and discernment, knowing when to give and when to hold back, when to nurture and when to let go. Virgo's influence can also guide us in understanding the importance of boundaries in relationships. Virgo teaches us to set healthy boundaries that honor our personal space, emotional needs, and well-being. When we establish these boundaries, we protect ourselves from burnout and resentment, allowing us to engage in relationships in a way that feels healthy and nourishing. Through Virgo's wisdom, we come to understand that relationships are not just about romantic love but about mutual respect, trust, and growth. By embracing Virgo's energy, we learn to discern what relationships nurture our souls and which ones need to be released, creating space for more fulfilling and harmonious connections. Virgo and the journey toward purification. The spiritual journey of Virgo is deeply intertwined with the concept of purification. Virgo's desire for purity is not about striving for an unattainable ideal of perfection, but about continuously refining and purging what no longer serves us. It's a process of cleansing the mind, body, and soul in order to make room for greater wisdom, clarity, and alignment with our highest selves. Virgo's energy calls us to purify our thoughts, to release negative self-talk, and to embrace a mindset of self-acceptance and love. It asks us to examine the beliefs, patterns, and behaviors that may be holding us back from realizing our full potential. By doing so, we create space for growth and transformation, allowing ourselves to evolve into the best version of who we are meant to be. Purification also extends to our physical and emotional well-being. Virgo teaches us the importance of self-care practices that nurture our bodies and minds. Whether through diet, exercise, meditation, or simply taking time for rest, Virgo reminds us that maintaining a healthy mind and body is essential for spiritual growth. By honoring our physical health, we align ourselves with the natural rhythms of the universe, fostering a sense of balance and well-being. Virgo's purification process is not about getting rid of imperfections but about refining our lives to align more closely with our true selves. It is a journey of continuous self-improvement, one that allows us to shed what is no longer useful and make room for what is truly essential. By embracing this process, we allow ourselves to step into a life of greater peace, clarity, and purpose. Virgo and the power of love in manifesting change. As we continue to explore Virgo's wisdom, one of the most profound gifts the sign offers is its connection to love as a powerful force for manifesting change. Virgo's energy is subtle yet transformative, reminding us that true transformation comes not through force but through love, patience, and attention to detail. This love is not only for others but for ourselves. And it is through this self-love that Virgo teaches us the most powerful way to create meaningful change in our lives. Virgo's essence invites us to harness the power of love to manifest our dreams. This isn't about wishful thinking or waiting for something outside of ourselves to change, it's about embodying the love that we wish to see in our world. When we approach life with Virgo's grounded energy, we tap into a flow that allows us to work with intention, to make conscious choices that align with our values, and to attract the experiences that truly resonate with us. At the core of this manifestation process is the practice of self-love and acceptance. Virgo encourages us to treat ourselves with care and compassion as we set our intentions for the future. Love, in this sense, becomes an act of creating space for what we desire. When we are compassionate with ourselves, we naturally align with our true desires, allowing the universe to respond in kind. Virgo shows us that the love we give ourselves is not only healing but acts as a magnet, pulling the right opportunities and people into our lives. Virgo also teaches us to be disciplined and focused in our approach to manifesting change. While love is the foundation, it is the practical steps that we take every day, whether it's through organization, self-care, or mindfulness, that turn our dreams into reality. It is Virgo's influence that teaches us that love and action are not separate. They must be combined for real, lasting transformation. Love propels us forward, while Virgo's grounded nature ensures that we stay on track to achieve our goals. In this way, Virgo's wisdom helps us see that love is not passive but active and transformative. By nurturing ourselves and staying focused on our goals, we invite a steady stream of change into our lives, change that is aligned with our highest purpose. Virgo reminds us that love is the energy that fuels the manifestation process, and when we approach life with love, grounded in Virgo's practical wisdom, we can manifest our dreams with purpose and grace. The role of Virgo in cultivating gratitude and humility. Virgo's spiritual wisdom also teaches us the importance of gratitude and humility as fundamental aspects of personal and spiritual growth. These virtues, often overlooked in a world that glorifies achievement and success, are key to understanding Virgo's deeper role in our lives. Virgo, with its earthy nature, reminds us that true fulfillment comes not from external recognition, but from within, from the ability to appreciate the blessings we already have and from cultivating a humble heart. Gratitude, as Virgo shows us, is not just about acknowledging what we have but about shifting our perspective. It's about recognizing the beauty in the simple things, the small acts of kindness, the quiet moments of peace, and the ability to serve others. Virgo teaches us that gratitude is a daily practice, one that requires conscious effort and mindfulness. When we are grateful, we open ourselves up to receive more, allowing the flow of abundance to enter our lives effortlessly. Humility, on the other hand, helps us keep our feet on the ground. Virgo's influence encourages us to stay grounded, even when we experience success or recognition. By embracing humility, we learn to see ourselves not as separate from others but as part of a greater whole. This perspective shifts how we interact with the world, moving from a place of ego-driven ambition to a space of collaboration, respect, and understanding. Incorporating these practices into our lives allows us to create a spiritual foundation that is both powerful and peaceful. Gratitude and humility invite us to stay present, to focus on what truly matters, and to build deeper connections with others. Virgo's wisdom reminds us that true wealth is not measured by material possessions or public acclaim, but by the love and gratitude we cultivate within ourselves and share with the world. By embracing gratitude and humility, we invite a sense of fulfillment and peace that transcends external circumstances. Virgo's influence encourages us to stay humble and grateful for the gifts we receive, creating a life that is not only successful but rich in meaning, connection, and joy. Virgo and the path toward inner peace. For Virgo, inner peace is not a distant ideal but a tangible goal that can be achieved through disciplined, mindful living. Virgo's energy guides us to cultivate a life of order and balance, both in our inner and outer worlds. It's easy to become overwhelmed by the chaos of life, but Virgo teaches us that peace is something we can create by intentionally bringing harmony to every aspect of our lives. The pursuit of inner peace is an ongoing process, one that requires us to regularly assess our thoughts, behaviors, and environments. Virgo's influence teaches us to be mindful of where we invest our energy, encouraging us to focus on what truly matters and to release anything that no longer serves our well-being. By practicing discernment, Virgo helps us avoid the distractions and noise of the world, allowing us to find peace in the present moment. This path to inner peace also involves letting go of perfectionism. Virgo's desire for order and structure can sometimes create a sense of restlessness, but true peace comes from accepting ourselves and our lives as they are. Virgo helps us understand that peace is not about control or perfection, but about accepting life's flow and being present with it. no matter what it brings. By embracing Virgo's wisdom, we learn that inner peace comes from a combination of self-awareness, mindfulness, and acceptance. It is through the daily practices of grounding, organizing, and focusing on what matters most that we can cultivate a sense of calm and balance. Virgo teaches us that peace is not something we need to search for externally, it is something we create within ourselves by staying aligned with our true selves and the natural rhythm of life. The legacy of Virgo's spiritual wisdom. Virgo's spiritual wisdom has the power to leave a lasting impact on the way we live our lives. When we embody Virgo's energy, we create a legacy that is built on love, service, mindfulness, and transformation. This legacy is not about achieving fame or recognition but about living a life that is true to ourselves, full of meaning, balance, and connection. Virgo shows us that our lives are not defined by external achievements but by the way we engage with the world around us. The true legacy of Virgo lies in the relationships we build, the service we offer, and the love we give. It's about creating a life that reflects our highest values and nurturing others along the way. By embracing Virgo's spiritual wisdom, we can leave behind a legacy of compassion, humility, and healing. This legacy will not only impact our own lives but will also ripple outward, touching the lives of everyone we encounter. As we learn from Virgo's teachings, we contribute to a world that is more loving, balanced, and harmonious, a world where peace, love, and self-awareness are the cornerstones of all that we do. As we conclude this journey through the spiritual wisdom of Virgo, I invite you to take a moment to reflect on how you can embody these teachings in your own life. Whether it's through love, discernment, gratitude, or the pursuit of inner peace, Virgo offers us the tools to live a life of transformation and purpose. If you've enjoyed this video and feel inspired by Virgo's energy, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Let's continue to explore the wisdom of the stars together and cultivate lives filled with peace, love, and mindfulness. Join me on this journey, and together we can create a world that is grounded in Virgo's transformative energy. Thank you for being part of the Zen Mind Peaceful Life community. Stay grounded, stay loving, and let Virgo's wisdom guide you toward a life of balance and fulfillment.